She didn't find out when the money was spent. She didn't find out when the account started to drain. She found out when there was nothing left. $40,000. Gone. Not lost in a bad investment. Not stolen. Spent. Quietly. Over time. By the one person she trusted most. When she opened the account that morning, she wasn't looking for a problem. She was checking a balance. What she saw instead didn't make sense. Charges she didn't recognize. Payments she never approved. A number that kept dropping the more she scrolled. And the worst part wasn't the money. It was realizing how long it had been happening, without her knowing. In the next 10 minutes, you're going to hear how Diana went from that Tuesday morning, $247 in savings, a credit card debt in her name she never agreed to, and no idea where to begin, to a financial life that is completely, legally, entirely her own. Stay until the end, because the steps she took apply whether you're in this situation right now or you're trying to make sure you never are. The email arrived on a Tuesday morning. Diana was at her desk at work, coffee still hot when the bank notification appeared on her phone. She almost ignored it. She'd been meaning to check the balance for weeks. She clicked. The screen loaded. The balance was $247.13. 12 years of marriage, 12 years of trusting that someone was handling things. And the account she had believed held $40,000 had $247.13 in it. Diana was 41 years old, an office manager at a medical practice in Charlotte, North Carolina. She earned $52,000 a year. Her husband Marcus earned about the same. On paper, they were fine. A joint savings account, 2 cars paid off, a mortgage with 4 years left, a 401k each. Their financial arrangement had grown into something neither of them ever formally decided on. Both paychecks hit the joint account. Bills came out automatically. Diana tracked the household expenses, groceries, utilities, the occasional vacation. Marcus said he was managing the savings. He said he was watching the investments. He'd say things like, "We're in good shape," and Diana would nod, and that would be the end of it. She never asked for statements. She never asked for account numbers. She trusted him. That trust, she would later tell her therapist, had cost her more than the $40,000. Over 18 months, Marcus had been moving money, not dramatically, never in amounts that triggered a bank alert. Transfers of $800 here, $1,200 there, into an account Diana didn't know existed. He had also opened a credit card in both their names without her knowledge, statements sent to a P.O. box she'd never seen, and used it for $8,300 in expenses she would never be able to fully account for. When Diana saw that $247.13 on her phone screen, she did something she is embarrassed to admit now. She closed the app, put her phone face down on her desk, and went back to work. She went home that evening. She made dinner. She said nothing. She did what most people do when confronted with a number that doesn't make sense. Nothing. Because doing nothing feels safer than making the wrong move. Because doing nothing feels safer than making the wrong move. According to the Federal Reserve's 2024 report on the economic well-being of U.S. households, 37% of American adults said they could not cover an unexpected $400 expense using cash or savings alone. With her savings account emptied and a fraudulent credit card in her name, Diana joined that 37% overnight, not because she hadn't saved, but because someone she trusted had taken it. She stayed silent for 3 days. On day 4, she called her older sister. Her sister asked one question. What does he say about it? Diana realized she hadn't asked him yet. She confronted Marcus that evening. He didn't deny it. He told her it was complicated. He told her he'd fix it. He told her she was overreacting. She called a family law attorney the next morning. The attorney walked her through exactly what she was looking at. North Carolina is a common law state, meaning debt generally belongs to whoever's name is on the account. The joint savings account was both of theirs. The money Marcus transferred out was a marital asset, and its disappearance would be examined in divorce proceedings. The credit card opened in both their names was joint debt, both legally liable. But the attorney flagged a second issue immediately. If Marcus had opened that credit card without Diana's knowledge or consent, that was potentially fraud. That was a separate legal matter from the divorce, and it changed Diana's options significantly. In common law states, a jointly held credit card generally means both account holders are equally liable for the debt, regardless of who made the charges. However, if a card is opened using a spouse's personal information without their consent, it may constitute identity theft, and the affected party may have remedies under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, a federal law that applies in all 50 states. Laws vary by state. Always consult a licensed attorney in your state for guidance specific to your situation. Diana walked out of that meeting with a legal strategy, a list of 6 things to do immediately, and, for the first time in 4 days, something that felt like solid ground. Here is exactly what Diana did over the following 6 months. Step 1. Pull all 3 credit reports immediately. Her attorney told her to go to annualcreditreport.com that same day and pull her reports from Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, not to check her credit score, to inventory every single account in her name. Diana found 6 open accounts. 2 she recognized immediately. 2 were joint accounts she'd forgotten about. 2 she had never seen before, including the $8,300 credit card. Under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, every American is entitled to a free credit report from each of the 3 major bureaus at annualcreditreport.com, the only federally authorized source. Pulling your own reports does not affect your credit score. Step 2. Dispute fraudulent accounts in writing. For the accounts she hadn't opened, Diana filed written disputes with all 3 credit bureaus simultaneously. She also filed a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and placed a fraud alert on her credit, which automatically notifies all 3 bureaus and requires creditors to take additional verification steps before opening any new account in her name. The CFPB accepts formal complaints about unauthorized accounts at consumerfinance.gov. Once a fraud alert is placed with one bureau, the other 2 are notified automatically. This protection is free and available to every American. Step 3. Immediately separate all finances. Before the divorce was filed, Diana opened new accounts, checking and savings, at a completely different bank, in her name only. Her next paycheck was redirected there. She updated her direct deposit with her employer, changed beneficiaries on her 401k, and changed every password on every financial account she held individually. Step 4. Document everything for the divorce. Her attorney told her to build a complete financial inventory going back 3 years, every joint account, every individual account, every debt, every asset, every tax return. The $40,000 in depleted joint savings became documented evidence of what attorneys call dissipation of marital assets, a legal concept that courts in many common law states consider when dividing property in divorce. Dissipation of marital assets refers to one spouse using or destroying marital assets, particularly during the breakdown of the marriage, for purposes that don't benefit the household. In many common law states, courts can factor documented dissipation into the division of remaining marital property. Laws vary by state. Always consult a licensed attorney in your state for guidance specific to your situation. Step 5. Build a small emergency fund before attacking the debt. With her finances now separated, Diana's first priority wasn't debt payoff. It was a $3,000 emergency cushion. She set aside $500 from every paycheck until she hit that number. She didn't touch it. This buffer meant that a car repair or a medical bill wouldn't force her back to credit while she was still rebuilding. Step 6. Contact the creditors directly. She did exactly what the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau recommends as the first move for anyone managing debt after a financial disruption. Contact the creditor directly before any collections process begins and ask explicitly about hardship programs, interest rate reductions, and structured payment plans. Most creditors have them. Most people never ask. For the $8,300 fraudulent card, her CFPB complaint and fraud alert triggered a formal creditor investigation. The account was ultimately removed from her credit report entirely. For the remaining joint debt assigned to her in the divorce settlement, she built a structured payoff plan. Highest interest rate first, fixed monthly payment above the minimum, and she worked it without missing a payment. 14 months after that Tuesday morning, Diana's credit score had climbed from 601 to 714. The fraudulent account had been removed from her report. The joint debt assigned to her in the divorce was paid off. Her emergency fund held $4,400, more than she'd ever had in an account that belonged only to her. She wasn't where she thought she'd be at 41. She'd imagined this would be the year they paid off the mortgage early. It wasn't. But she knew, for the first time in 12 years, exactly where every dollar in her life was going. She knew what she owed. She knew what she owned. She had no one to trust but herself. And she found, to her surprise, that she was trustworthy. She told her attorney at their final meeting, "I thought I was starting over. Turns out I was just starting." If you have ever discovered something about your finances that a partner was keeping from you, a hidden account, an unexpected debt, a number that didn't add up, leave a comment below. You don't have to share details. Just tell me. Did you find out too late, or did you catch it in time? Your comment might be exactly what someone else in this situation needs to read today. And if this story helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the most valuable thing you can do is put the right information in front of the right person.